For 25 years, I tried to be likable. I laughed at jokes that weren't funny, agreed with opinions I didn't share, said yes when I meant no, and apologized for things that weren't even my fault. And you know what happened? Nobody really liked me. I mean, they didn't dislike me. I was just there, beige, forgettable. The person you invite to things because it'd be weird not to, but you never think about otherwise. Then I came across some psychology research and realized I'd been doing it backwards. Likeable people don't try to be liked by everyone. They actually do the opposite. So I ran an experiment. For 30 days, I stopped trying to be likable. I stopped fake laughing. I said no without explaining why. I disagreed when I didn't agree. And something weird happened. People actually started reaching out more and inviting me to things and asking for my actual opinion. Because when you stop performing, you start existing. And existing is way more interesting than performing. Okay, context. I've always been a people pleaser, since childhood. I was the kid who asked, "Is everyone having fun?" at their own birthday party. It felt like survival. If everyone likes you, you're safe. If someone doesn't like you, you did something wrong. That was the logic. And it worked, or so I thought. I had friends, I got invited to things. But I also felt exhausted all the time. Every conversation was a performance. Every text message was rewritten 3 times. Every opinion got filtered through, "Will this make them like me less?" I thought I was being nice, considerate, a good friend. But here's what I didn't realize. I wasn't actually connecting with anyone because they weren't connecting with me. They were connecting with the performance. The version of me that laughed at their jokes and agreed with their takes and never caused friction. The real me? I kept that locked away. Too risky, too polarizing, too much. Then, one night, I was scrolling through research papers, because that's what I do at 2 a.m. when I can't sleep, and I found this study on something called distinctiveness bias. It said that in a sea of similar things, the one that stands out gets remembered. The one that blends in gets forgotten. And it hit me. I'd spent my entire life trying to blend in. No wonder nobody remembered me. So I decided to test something. What would happen if I stopped trying to be universally likable? What if I just existed as myself, friction and all? I gave myself 30 days. 30 days of what I called selective authenticity. Not brutal honesty. I wasn't going to become an asshole, just real honesty. Boundaries, opinions, the stuff I'd been editing out. Day 1. A coworker told a story at lunch. Everyone laughed. I didn't think it was funny. Normally I'd laugh anyway, but I just didn't. I smiled, nodded, and stayed quiet. It was a little awkward, but nobody died. Day 3. A friend texted, "Want to hang out Saturday?" I didn't want to. I was tired. I wanted to stay home and do nothing. Old me would have said, I'd love to, but I actually have this thing I forgot about. Rain check. New me said, "Not this weekend. I need some alone time." I hit send before I could rewrite it. She responded, "Totally get it." Next week, that's it. No drama, no hurt feelings, just honesty. Day 7. Dinner with friends. Someone said something I disagreed with. One of those casual statements everyone nods at. I almost let it pass. Then I thought, why? So I said, "I actually think the opposite." Everyone looked at me. I explained my perspective. Not aggressively, just calmly. Like it was normal to disagree. And you know what happened? We had an actual conversation, not a group agreement session, an actual exchange of ideas. One person said, "I never thought about it that way." Another said, "Wait, that's interesting." When we left, someone pulled me aside and said, "I'm so glad you said that." I was thinking the same thing, but didn't want to be the only one. Day 14. I started noticing something. My phone was quieter. Fewer texts, fewer random invitations. I thought, here it is. The consequence. I'm being authentic, and people are disappearing. But then I looked closer. The people who disappeared? We were never really friends. We were just in proximity, filling time, performing friendship. The people who stayed? The texts got deeper, less, "Hey, what's up?" and more, "I wanted to ask you something." I wasn't losing friends. I was filtering for real ones. Day 30, the last day of the experiment. I went to a party, small gathering. Some people I knew, some I didn't. Old me would have worked the room, made sure everyone felt included, asked questions, laughed at everything, and then went home exhausted from the performance. New me just talked to the people I wanted to talk to, left when I wanted to leave and didn't apologize for it. And here's the thing, I had actual conversations with people who seemed genuinely interested in talking to me. Not because I was performing likability, because I was just there as myself. One person, someone I'd just met, said, "You're really easy to talk to." I thought to myself, if only you'd met me 2 months ago. Okay, so why did this work? Let me show you the research. Study 1. Distinctiveness. Bias. Psychologists have known for decades that in any category, brands, faces, ideas, people, the distinctive option gets remembered. Not the loudest, not the flashiest, just the one that's different from the rest. When you're a people pleaser, you're not distinctive. You're a mirror. You reflect back whatever the other person wants to see. Mirrors are useful, but nobody forms emotional attachments to mirrors. Study 2, the authenticity paradox. Research shows that when people try to appear likable, they actually become less likable. Why? Because humans are really good at detecting inauthenticity. We can feel when someone's performing, and performance creates distance. It signals, I don't trust you with the real me. But when you're selectively authentic, when you show the unedited version, friction and all, it signals trust, and trust creates connection. Study 3, the Pratfall effect. This one surprised me. In the 1960s, a psychologist named Elliot Aronson ran an experiment. He had people listen to recordings of a quiz contestant. In one version, the contestant answered questions perfectly. In another version, the contestant answered perfectly, and then spilt coffee on themselves. Which contestant did people like more? The one who spilt coffee. Because competence plus imperfection equals relatability. Perfection is intimidating. It creates distance. Imperfection is human. It creates connection. When you stop trying to be perfectly likable, you become accidentally relatable. Here's the pattern. People-pleasing is a defense mechanism. You think if you're agreeable enough, accommodating enough, enthusiastic enough, you'll be safe from rejection. But what actually happens is, you become invisible. You're not rejected, but you're not really chosen either. You're just there. Selective authenticity does the opposite. Yes, some people won't like you. That's the cost. But the people who do like you, they actually like you. The real you, not the performer. And that's the trade. Fewer but deeper connections. So what did I learn? If you're exhausted from trying to be likable, here are the 3 behaviors you can drop right now. Number 1, stop fake laughing. If something isn't funny, don't laugh. Just smile. Or don't. It feels weird at first, like you're being rude. But no, you're just being honest. And here's what happens. When you do laugh, it means something. People notice. Your approval becomes valuable because it's real. Number 2, stop saying yes when you mean no. You don't need an excuse. You don't need to apologize. I can't or I'd rather not is a complete sentence. Real friends respect boundaries. People who get upset when you set boundaries, they weren't respecting you to begin with. Number 3, stop preemptively agreeing. When someone says something you disagree with, you don't have to nod along. You can just state your perspective calmly. Not to win an argument, just as someone with a different opinion. Most people don't want agreement. They want engagement. They want to know you're actually listening and thinking, not just performing enthusiasm. Here's the hard truth. You can't be liked by everyone. And trying to be liked by everyone guarantees you'll be memorable to no one. The truly likable people, they're not trying to be. They're just unapologetically themselves. Boundaries and all, opinions and all, selective availability and all. And the people who like them, they like them for real, not for the performance. So maybe the goal isn't to be more likable. Maybe the goal is to be more real and let the right people find you. I'm still learning this. Some days, I still catch myself laughing at jokes that aren't funny, still editing my texts 3 times, still saying yes when I mean no. but now I notice it, and I course correct. Because I'd rather have 5 people who actually know me than 50 people who know the performer.